Hello, friends, and welcome to another weekly live here with me, Jen Joe, certified life coach and business mentor. I'm excited to come and talk to you today because there's this thing that's coming up for me where I'm noticing some of the issues that I'm having with traditional training programs for coaches and why I'm so excited to offer one-on-one training for those that work with me, taking them from where they are as educators and turning them into not only certified but paid life coaches. And I want to share a little bit about my personal experience going through my certification process and things that I'm noticing in other certification processes or schools, so that you can make a very well-informed decision about where you want to go to get certified, if you want to get certified, how you want to follow that process, and what to expect. So when I got certified a few years ago, I went and found a school that I felt was ICF certified, right? Or accredited, which is one of the, I don't even want to call them anything because honestly, in this field, it's not really an accrediting body because there's no regulation on life coaching. You could literally go out there and call yourself a life coach today. But me, with my background in education, I value education. I wanted to feel secure in my coaching methods and my ability to coach people. So I was like, no, I must go get certified before I start helping people, right? Even though I had a coach that told me I didn't have to, but I went and got certified, right? So I sat in this conference room of a hotel with about 15 other people. And for 3 days, like a full 8-hour day, for 3 straight days over the course of a weekend, we got trained. And it was all about the theory of coaching, right? Like what it is, what it's not. They had a PowerPoint slide. We had our little workbook that had the slides in there where we could take notes. There was a point where we got to practice coaching with someone that was in the class with us. Like we just sat across from each other in a group of 3 or 4. And I even have my little thing that they gave us at one point. These were the only questions that we could ask the other person, right? So just to be strictly coach energy and not be bringing ourselves into the conversation. And then on day 3, they told us the different things that we could do to market ourselves. The presenter even passed around, his business cards and his little pamphlet and stuff. And we were all like, ooh, taking pictures of it. Like, oh, we got to go create this. There were some people in the group that had made t-shirts for themselves because they were gym buffs and they were trying to be physical or personal training coaches and stuff like that. So they were like, yeah, I wear my shirt when I work out so people will ask me. And we were all wowed by that, right? Or people were amazed that I already had a website. That was a big deal. And then at the end of the 3, the last day, we all got our certificates and we were sent on our way to go be coaches out in the world. And we're all like, okay, we got certified. And me, who, had a background in helping, was trying to do this for a while already. Now I was certified. I now had the stamp of approval. And I still didn't feel confident enough to go and help somebody. That wasn't enough, right? And I don't want to say that it was because it was only a weekend, right? Because a weekend to learn the skill of coaching would have been sufficient, but it wasn't enough to transform me into the person that I needed to be to go out there and actually show up as a coach and build a business, right? And then I was just thinking, I had a client that did a program for 6 months, and an intensive program that paid 10 times as much as I did to do this program. And at the end of it, still didn't feel ready to be a coach, right? Because they sat there and they taught them all the theory. They had them practice coaching each other. And then they tell you the things that you need, like a website or this or a niche, and now go out there and help the world, right? Or they even make them take a test to show that they're ready to coach, right? And still didn't even feel ready to go after that. And what I've noticed is because these coaching training programs, right, the traditional coaching schools, are missing some key components that really made the difference in my ability to feel confident in my coaching, to know that the internal shifts that I've made were worthy of me sharing with someone, to feel like I could get somebody results, right? All those things are missing. And I'm like, now I've created and I facilitate this for my clients. I've created this container in which they get everything they need from start to finish. Everything from watching coaching, right? Experiencing coaching because they're watching me coach them. They're experiencing it as a client, getting their own transformation, changing their mindset. All the things that I needed someone to do in these programs that didn't happen, right? Whether it was three days or 6 months. So here are some of the key components that I felt are essential in a successful coaching program, and why I offer this to my clients when I work with them one-on-one to take them from an employee mindset to an entrepreneur as a life coach. So 1, the ability to step into coach energy. When you are in these coaching schools, right? Or like I was coaching a peer, or my client was coaching a peer, and you do like the little group coaching each other. There's a very different energy when you're sitting there with your classmates and you guys are coaching each other. You are in your head about, are they picking apart what I'm doing? Because that's really what they're doing, like evaluating your coaching. And you're kind of like really in your head, and you're not really showing up in coach energy, right? I just want you to imagine, for my educators, how you show up when you are doing a lesson in front of other teachers, like you're modeling a lesson, right? Versus how you would do it if you actually had a group of kids or students in front of you. Very different energy. Right? And one, you're like, oh my God, I'm being critiqued. You're in your head, you're judging yourself for everything that you're doing. And the other, you're the leader in the classroom. You're setting the standard, you're setting the tone. You likely know way more than what the students know. So you're way more comfortable in that setting. The same is true for coaching. There's a difference between me sitting there having a peer, right? I'm asking them questions, trying to be a coach, and I know in their head they're just thinking, oh, was that a good question? Was that not a good question? Or is that how you're supposed to do it? Is that how you're not supposed to do it? Versus if I was actually in front of someone who didn't have the experience of coaching, who was just experiencing me and looking at me like I'm their coach, and I get to show up as the coach, not as a student of coaching, right? That's the biggest difference. And I make sure that my clients get that experience in actually coaching people that aren't aware of coaching. Just like your future clients that you're working with wouldn't know what coaching is or wouldn't have the tools that you have. So they wouldn't necessarily be in their head critiquing you. They would just be showing up as a client experiencing coaching, and you would show up as a coach, right? In all your knowledge base to give them that experience. The other thing that was missing, and even in a prolonged program that I don't see them doing this, is the longer period of time of coaching someone over time, right? So in my program that I went through and in the client's program, you're like back and forth coaching, one person here, one person there. This person's coaching you, that person's coaching you. Like, y'all are just doing one-off sessions. And the problem with that is, like, yeah, you get to experience that initial conversation, but you don't get to see the result of the coaching work that you've done with someone. That only happens after you've been meeting with the same person for several weeks over time to be able to say, hey, when we started, this is where you were at. Now that we're at the end of 2 months, 8 weeks, 8 weeks is 2 months, or 3 months or 6 weeks, whatever it may be, look at how much you've grown. Look at the progress that you've made. That not only helps the client, but it helps you grow your own belief of the kind of results that you offer people. That's a big problem when you're a coach and you're like, I don't know if I can get people results. I don't know if I can really help them. I know that one conversation was good, but is it worth them paying me whatever I'm asking them to pay me? Because I don't know that I can get them there in 6 weeks, in 2 months, in 4 months, whatever that time period may be, right? Once you actually have walked somebody through that process, you are way more confident in your ability to help your paying clients to do that, right? And that's what I facilitate for my clients that come to me. I create the container for them to be able to walk somebody through that process, not only to benefit the other person and to give that other person value, but to show them that, hey, you are a coach. Hey, look at what you've been able to do. How amazing is it that after working with you for X amount of weeks, look at what the person was able to create. That's the result that you get to own as a coach, right? So I want to create that for my clients so that they feel very confident in not only them being able to show up as a coach, but to be able to get somebody results. And then the third thing that I see happening a lot in these coaching schools is that they show, like the guy did, showing me his pamphlets, and people seeing that I had a website, or somebody else showing like, hey, I got these promotional materials like these pens or this shirt with my stuff on it. They give you the superficial markers of what it looks like to have a business. They don't teach you the real thing that is required for you to have a business, which is to actually make money, right? And the only reason I talk about money is not because I think money is everything, but money is the marker of you being able to sustain this business. You cannot have a business that's not making money. You're not going to be in business very long, right? And not only that, when the money is just a marker of how many people you're helping. And thinking that having the website or having the business cards and the pamphlets or the shirts with the logo on it or the pens and stuff is you looking legit is a complete waste of your time. And I see a lot of people spending a lot of time on these superficial business looking type things, official looking things, rather than doing the real thing of being out there and learning how to talk to people and have sales conversations that feel good and where they're actually giving the person value even in that conversation and able to create that desire within the other person to actually want to work with them for a long period of time and pay them for their services. Not just think that they look like legit business owners because they have this stuff, but actually give them money and say, hey, I want to work with you, right? And that's what I teach my clients to do. I walk them through how to have an appropriate consultation that feels good to you and to the person that you're talking to. Your pricing structure so that it feels good to you and the person you're delivering this value to, right? Like some of you saw, I posted, I think it was yesterday, about a conversation that I had with a client where I had him up his rates like by a lot, right? Because I know what it should be valued at. But there's other times when I tell my clients like, no, you're like shooting. This was my issue in the beginning when I first started. I had somebody, after this training program that I went to, I bought another course to show me how to sell coaching, how to really sell and have a business in coaching, not just be a coach, but have a business. And one of the things that she taught was to charge high prices. Like just because, like, no, you should charge high prices because that's what it is. And I didn't feel an integrity with that. And I see some people coming to me with that as well, where they're trying to charge these high rates. And it's like, you don't even believe in what you're offering. How can you charge a high rate like that? Right? Or the opposite of, no, you have this much experience, you have this much value, let's up your rates, right? So having someone to be able to tell you what an appropriate rate is, right? What that should look like, what the structure of your program should be, how long it should be based on your specific offer. What are you offering as the result that you're helping people? Or here's another thing that I see in these coaching programs. They tell you that you need to have a niche, like you need to know what kind of people you're targeting or marketing towards and how you help them. But if you've never worked with anybody before, how can you say, this is my niche, this is who I help, this is the result that I give them? You don't know. You're kind of making it up as you go. And of course, at the end of it, you don't feel confident to be able to do it because you're like, I just made all this crap up and I don't know if it's really going to work. Right? So you definitely don't want to take somebody's money and not be able to get them the results, right? So those are just some of the main things that I'm seeing in coaching programs. Thank you, Jackie, for being on here. Super happy to have you live. That are an issue, and this is how I work with my clients so that they're not an issue, right? I create the container for them to step into coach energy by making them coach me and coach other people, right? I help them see the results that they're creating for their clients. If they are ready to niche down, we have that conversation. We get clear on what that is and why it's beneficial to them or why it's not beneficial to them to niche down just yet, right? We talk about their pricing structure and make them sure that they feel really good about their price and that they can deliver at that price point, right? And that they truly believe in themselves and their clients' ability to get results. Because all of that is what keeps you from actually being out there and like helping people as a coach. It's not just being able to have the stamp of approval to say that you are certified, which I actually do certify my clients once I feel that they're ready to go out there in the world. Like, I want them to say that they have that stamp of approval. And honestly, I was sitting back and thinking about all my clients that have become coaches through me, that I've helped get to that place where they're owning it. Because some people come to me after they've been certified. That's the funny thing. Like, they still don't feel confident, just like I didn't feel confident after I got certified to be able to go out there and actually do it. They come to me after they've been certified. And I know that if they've come to me, whether I certified them or they've come to me after and I've kind of coached them through and we've cleaned up some of the stuff that they've been doing wrong and everything like that, their coaching is way better than when they started. They've up-leveled in such a huge way that I honestly feel confident saying I would hire every single one of them. I would hire every single one of my clients that I've trained because I know they're such amazing coaches now. And that was like the best thought ever, right? I was thinking I would hire this person to help me with my relationship. I would hire this person to help me in my business management piece when I have employees. I would hire this person for this. And that is the best when you know, like, the worth and the value that I'm offering to my clients is that good, that I'm like, my picky self, like I am so picky in particular, I would hire them because they're that good, right? And that's how I want to feel about every single person that I train and I coach and that works with me, that they are out there and they're doing great work in the world. And I don't ever for a second doubt that any client that they work with is going to get amazing results because I know I trained them well and they've had enough experiences where they are now ready to go out there and help other people and be paid for their services. Okay, and that's what I want for you. So if you are at the point where you're like, you know what, Jen, I've been watching you, I'm ready to be a coach, I want to try to do this, I'm ready to grow a business because I know that ultimately I want to be my own boss and I want to be able to help people. I love education. I love what I do, but this is not working out. The structure, the way that things are right now, like I know I want to be working from home like you do. I want to have a business where I'm having impact on people and I want to feel really, really great and strong as a coach and make money as a coach. Like I want to be able to have revenue in my business from doing this work. Then I'm ready to talk to you. All you have to do is send me a private message here on Facebook and let's connect. Let's have a conversation. It's a completely free consultation call. Okay. And I want to help you get there. Like, I don't want you to go through what I went through of taking years to learn how to make money in this business, right? Or like my clients sometimes like taking months and months and months to learn how to coach before they ever make a dollar and they still don't feel confident to be able to go out there and make money doing this. I want you to feel super confident in what you're doing. Thank you for joining me live, my friends. If you have questions, even if you're watching the replay, do hashtag replay in the comments and post your questions. I always go back and answer questions. I love to answer questions live, but if you can't make it live, go ahead and post your question and I will make sure that I respond either in the comments or I shoot a video just for you and I'll tag you on it to make sure that I'm answering your question to the best of my ability. I want more coaches out there doing this work. I want strong coaches out there, right? So not just people out there coaching, but like really strong coaches that feel in integrity with what they offer, knowing that they are truly offering value to their clients and changing their lives with this work. Sorry, my life has been changed with this work and I know yours will be too if you get started. So all you have to do is send me a private message, okay? I look forward to speaking to you, friends. Bye.